What's up everyone, my name is Matthew Keeler, owner and founder of Just Dishin.
What's up you guys, it's 716 Nick here with Dishin.
Hi, my name is Muti.
Hi, I'm Mika.
Hi, my name is Fritz. I'm going to take you behind the design for my Art of the Save piece for Warrior Hockey.
This painting was originally inspired by Guy Buffet. This is an artist that I really admire in a lot of eye work that I do between animation, graphics, and everything that we do with the Smileyverse behind Dishin. He has a painting that's really dope that's called The Making of a Martini. So I wanted to pull inspiration from that piece into my piece and show some of the different goalie saves that I think some of these goalies make that are unbelievably incredible. Just the flexibility, some of the acrobatics that some of these goalies show. It's just really a true work of art, and I wanted to show some of that in my piece here too. So a lot of these line segments are pretty fragmented. A lot of them are sketch driven. I wanted to show some cool color in there, added the spray paint details as well to show the crease, these details that these goalies show off throughout the whole thing. So I think being a goalie is a true work of art in itself. You know, wanted to show some of those pieces throughout the whole design here. Added my signature down on the bottom here with the three-eye smiley. And the meaning behind the three-eye smiley is just really showing the art perspective behind hockey and, you know, really opening up your mind to that.
So in this piece, I was thinking about the moment a goalie chooses which kind of save to make. As a player comes in to take a shot, do I throw the blocker out, the glove, the moment of intuition. Being a goalie is a very intuitive position. You have to sort of predict the future almost. And I wanted to capture that in this painting, the glance that the goalie makes at the player before they make a save, the intuitive thought. So I wanted to bring some sign design elements into this painting. I studied as a sign painter. I wanted to bring some of the lettering into the work. I wanted to sort of bridge the gap between abstraction and representation, giving the goalie a sort of feeling of action while also being very stable at the same time. I had a lot of fun with this painting. The colors really pop, they really stick out there. They work together well. I'm very proud of it. I put a lot of hours into it, at least 50 hours working on it. Originally it was a totally different angle, totally different almost shape, and I sanded it down and painted it out and replaced it again. A tedious process of reworking, constantly analyzing. The net was pretty difficult to hint towards there being a net there without it being overpowering. You know, the mark making within inside. Up close, it's almost abstract, but far away, it reads to the eye as something real, something realistic.
My design was inspired by the new collection of Warrior. Wanted to use the color palette they use for the collection and bring the shape of the goalie, blocking like a graphic design concept. I really work on the shape and color.
I was very pleased to do painting for work because I was a goalie when I was a kid. So I used to paint goalie gear all the time during school and everything. For me, it's like a dream job. The colors of the campaign are colors I use all the time, like the purple like this, like the bright yellow, the pink, and the turquoise. It's all colors I use in paintings in general. So I was very pleased when I got the art direction. And I wanted to focus on the actual goaltender and the movement of saves. Because as an ex-goalie, that's kind of like you want to look cool doing saves, and it's what I wanted to represent. And I included the brand new gear that is used in the campaign. So I painted this with a lot of details for me, for the type of painting I did, but then I did a lot of dripping at the end because I wanted to give it more of a graffiti look. So it's not that clean because I thought that they wanted to go with more of a graffiti look for the campaign, so that's what I did.
So pretty much what I'm trying to do is basically look for different movements and different saves that are on this painting behind me that Maddie did from Dishin. Right now we're gonna look at this specific save right here. One thing I was really trying to look for is a lot of movement in the goalie. There's a lot of things that the goalie's doing throughout this save, kind of picking his head up, going in that butterfly, and also just kind of making a kick save and things like that. So basically what I kind of look for is the whole entire motion of what the goalie's doing, and I want to document that specifically and showcase that. So what I'll do is I'll film the goalie on my camera and then bring my footage into Premiere Pro and After Effects to track the entire motion of that goaltender save. I'll bring you guys into After Effects. So this is our footage here. We've got our goaltender kind of coming out looking at us. Boom, goes in that butterfly, makes that save, pops right back up. There's a lot of moving parts that go into that save. So what I'll do is I'll replace with After Effects. We'll bring him in. I'm gonna go and hit stabilize motion right here. And we're gonna track his head. Around the head. We're gonna hit this play button here. We're gonna let it play out for a bit. We're gonna see everything the goalie's doing. He's looking up, he's kind of getting ready to get in that goalie stance. And this is gonna run a little slow just because we're taking this frame by frame. So we're gonna let it run. When I motion track, I really like to stabilize the head on every player, whether that's a player or a goaltender in this case, because again, it really helps showcase the different movements that the goalie's actually doing with their body, and it showcases a lot of different things that are going on and what the goalie really has to do to make that save and stop that puck from going into the net. So we're going to stop it there, we'll hit apply, and then we'll hit OK. So right now we got to fix the frame here a little bit because we're getting our checkered board here. So what I'll do is I'm going to come to transform, and then we're going to go, we'll punch this in at 100, and then, oh, we're getting that again. So we'll start this position and scale right there. Bring that at 125. Bring this a little bit lower right there. And we'll go a little quicker on the zoom in here. So let's go a little faster. 4. Oh. This is skipping a little bit, so we're gonna go right there. So we got that, we'll hit save and we'll run that back. And this is what it looks like in Premiere. That was the design behind the art of the save. I'm 716 Nick, thanks for tuning in.